This is not an easy video for me to make, but it has to be made. I just found out about this yesterday and I'm pissed. I'm severely pissed. So yeah, fuck the intro, we're just gonna go right in. SkyDoesMinecraft, he used to be a big inspiration for me when I was younger. Back when I was watching a lot of Minecraft videos. But he's done some very reprehensible things, as I found out yesterday. There are some other videos right now that cover the topic better than I could, but hey, I felt like doing a video on it too, just to get my own opinions and such out there. Sky, if for some reason you're watching this, though I doubt you are, but still, if you're watching this, just know, I am severely disappointed in you. There is a very, very special place in hell for people like you. And I mean that. Why do I say all that? Well, you're about to find out. So his ex released this Google Doc, basically telling us just about everything we need to know. I hope you're ready for this. Prepare your anus. It's gonna get very, very dark. If you can't handle listening to super dark shit like abuse and pregnancy, I recommend you turn this off now. But if you're sticking around, I hope you're sitting comfortably. Let's go. This doc here it is. Dear Adam, the truth about you. Trigger warning: assault, abuse, blood, trauma, and pregnancy. Pardon me. I'm gonna edit that out, but some info in screenshots has to be covered to protect me and my daughter's identity and to prevent any harassment to the police department. Yeah, this shit's gonna get really, really bad. Prepare your anus. Dear Adam, Dahlberg? I have no idea how to pronounce his last name. To be honest, I didn't even know his last name until today. Shows how much I really knew. AKA @NetNobody. I am going to do my best to be the voice you haven't... Okay, I misread. That must have been a typo. That you have taken from so many. You hurt, you abuse, you manipulate, and you lie. You are a sick man. I have spent months and months loving you with my whole entire being. I spent thousands of dollars just to come live with you. You made promises you didn't want to keep, but promises you made to manipulate my life so you could be in control. Yeah, as we can see, he's already quite the winner here. I'm not very good at speaking sarcastically, but hopefully you noticed my sarcasm. You use your fame, your name, and your platform to hide the disgusting and disgraceful things that you so claim not to do. Jesus. You not only verbally abused and degraded me, the mother of your second child. Oh yeah, for those who don't know, he also did from what I heard, he also did horrible shit to his first baby mama. That's what I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, okay? You traumatized me and put me through things no one should ever have to experience. You hurt me for far too... I'm sorry, I misread that. For too long. For far too long would have been a good one too. Sorry. And I am tired of feeling afraid of you and what speaking up may bring. I had to tell people you weren't abusive. Because whenever I said you were, you would harass me and say horrible things. You were so unkind. I do not wish for anybody to have mental health struggles. Nor do I wish for somebody, even you, to have such severe struggles. I wanted nothing but to love you and to help you heal. You informed me you were only bipolar and possibly on the spectrum. I hate when people use shit like that as an excuse. I really do. This is coming from a guy with autism. I just hate when people use stuff like this as an excuse to try and justify their behavior. I don't care what kind of mental illness or whatever you have, it does not excuse being a shit person. It just doesn't. But let's continue. Which was never a problem to me. That was not the case. What you hid from me is the dangerous human you were capable of being. The person you are overall. 95% of our relationship, you hid me. You refused to want people to know my name or know about me at all. You avoided it at all costs, saying it was to protect the relationship. You refused to even let me talk about the baby publicly, as if it was irrelevant and you didn't care. I will say this, in any other circumstance, I'd get the whole protect the relationship thing. Some people want to keep their relationship hidden from the public eye, and that's okay. When they're famous, and you know what? That's okay. But clearly in Sky's case, he was not really doing this to protect anyone. At best, he was doing this to protect himself. Just like with a lot of stuff in his life. I wasn't ready for a baby. I spoke of always wanting one, but I continuously told you I wasn't ready, nor was I financially in a place to have a child. You squeezed my body and were near begging me to let you get me pregnant. Saying stuff like, please, please, I want another kid, I have the money. I want another kid because at least that keeps me from being the father I dream of, and much more. When I started to get uncomfortable and tried to stop the intimate moment, you pressured me into letting it happen. That sounds a bit rapey if you ask me. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. God, it's disgusting. You didn't stop until I felt forced to say, fine, while clearly uncomfortable. I cried myself to sleep. When I told you I was actually pregnant, you had the oh cool face, and a slight smirk as if you got what you wanted all along. At the time, I was just oblivious. I thought I was just overthinking everything. I continued to pretend everything was fine. Damn. And this shit is pretty common with abusive relationships, mind you. A lot of times, when people are stuck in a situation like that, they'll do everything they can and to justify things and pretend everything's alright, because they know that they can't just walk out, not without getting a lot of help. And getting that help isn't always easy. This is my message to everyone here. If you're struggling with any sort of abuse, try to get help. Believe me, you're not alone. You deserve the help. Anyways, enough of the message, let's get back to the Google document. See what else Guy's done. Throughout our relationship, you were always on your phone, always hiding messages, having separate texting apps, and deleting conversations. Ugh. Jesus, pardon me. You tried to pressure me into letting you be poly with your friend. God. Yeah, I'm not a fan of poly relationships. It's just cheating with extra steps, if you ask me. It's gross. And degraded me when I told you it's not my thing and I'm not comfortable with that. You just like cheating. That's basically the case with a lot of poly people. They just like cheating, but don't want to directly admit to it. And really, here's another message for all the kids out there. If someone has boundaries, you should respect those boundaries. If you don't, then fuck you. Anyway, back to it. You like feeling better than everyone else, and you want people to do whatever you say. You not only cheated on me, you did several times before I even moved in with you. I found all the conversations, all the emails, everything that it showed I was just a trophy to you, just an object on the shelf. How many pages are on this thing? Damn, 35 pages. That's quite a bit. Yeah, there's a lot to go through, I just realized. You made me propose to you. I kept telling you it was too soon. I kept saying I wasn't ready. You would reply with, "You're literally pregnant?" As if you didn't care how I told you I wasn't ready for that either. God. Sorry. You continuously pushed it. I kept saying I'm not ready. You even tried convincing me to let you buy my unborn baby. What the fuck? What? I'm sure there's some kind of explanation to that. You said word for word, if you don't want her, I'll just give you like 100 grand or something. You act like your kids are just objects. Yeah, that sounds very sus there, buddy. Saying you'll just buy a child? Yeah, that sounds a bit sus if you ask me. Like, very, very sus. Jesus. You haven't even had that kind of money in years. You kept pushing, and even made me order rings, and made me sit down and engage myself to you. I was heartbroken, and my dreams of marriage were beyond crushed. You made the announcement on Twitter that you said yes. You didn't mention how it was forced. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Why didn't I leave? Why didn't I run as fast as I could? Because I was scared. You treated me and everybody as peasants, and you would use your popularity against us. You stole money from companies just to buy drugs and never do the work. I had to pull thousands of dollars I needed for food and bills out of my ass just to pay back those individuals and pay bills with what was left. This is going to be a pretty common theme in this story. You'll spend a fuck ton of money on drugs and fucking junk food. I didn't even know he had drug issues. It was back then, but apparently he had these drug issues for years. They were so kind about it. I was so scared. I wanted so badly to slip them a note saying I'm afraid. I felt so numb I wanted to die. I was ready to take myself to the hospital just so I could sleep in a clean bed and have safe people around me. I was giving the baby every ounce of energy I could, when I barely had any. Sleep deprivation is so dangerous, and you didn't care, even at your stable moments. I would beg and cry just to be left alone. I was so tired. I just wanted you better, but I was falling apart. I knew for a while I wanted to leave. I just never knew how. I would try to talk to you about your actions calmly, and I would give ultimatums, and you treat me horribly. I kept in touch with some friends close by, and also friends in other states, so some people were in the loop, and I had people to talk to. I constantly feel dumb, and tell myself I deserve it all for not walking away sooner. I blame myself when I shouldn't. And this is another thing with a lot of abusive relationships. It's when the abuse happens for long enough, the victim will end up blaming themselves, which is especially fucked up. Shit's horrible. You would constantly bitch at me for doing things you ask me to do. You love eggs with cheese, and you love pasta. So one night, I was excited. I made you eggs with some delicious pasta, I handed it to you, and you threw it on the table saying, "Why the fuck did you make that?" I replied with, "You love that food." And you said, "It doesn't fucking go together, no thanks." Sorry, Oh, sorry, I misread that. What's wrong with me today? Doesn't fucking go together, so thanks, now I just won't eat. I proceeded to throw a tiny tantrum. Oh, what a prick. I would have eaten those eggs and cheese. Though the pasta, I would have just saved that for later. I went and sat in the shower and cried for what felt like hours. You'd always say, "I pay for everything," when I never would ask you to. I kept offering to help. You wanted to own me and kept making false promises. You just wanted to be in control of my life. You would have me get ready for date nights, bitch about being too tired, then you'd invite your friends over. I was constantly asking you to spend time with me. I'd be so stoked to go baby shopping, and you wanted nothing to do with it. You were so careless, you'd preaching to your fans about how great of a father you are and how excited you were. You even made me do all the birthday and Christmas shopping for your son, just for you to take all the credit for it. You bitched at me for not being able to move a washing machine that weighed 200 to 300 pounds. I was pregnant. I thought I broke our new washing machine. I asked you for your help, and you threw a tantrum. Started calling me stupid, saying I can't do anything right. It was never broken. It just needed reset. I felt numb and sat on the floor. I wanted to end my life because all you made me felt was, "You're not enough, you can't do anything right." Again, this is another thing abusive people do. They'll make you feel like you're not enough and they can't do jack shit right. I was never allowed to stand up for myself. If I had an anxiety attack, you would call me a baby and degrade me. Yet when you would get emotional, you expect everyone to bow down at your feet and feed you love and support on a gold platter. Even when mentally stable, you knew how to help yourself. You knew abusing drugs could make you go into permanent psychosis. You abused drugs. You pressured our friends into doing drugs and would degrade them if they didn't want to. That's like peer pressure taken to the next level. Jesus Christ. So many people spent so much money and time helping you when you needed help, yet you treated everyone so poorly when you didn't get what you want. I would ask you not to smoke near me or in the house to keep the baby safe. You'd bitch at me saying it's your house. I should have left. You made me take care of your child, Elisa, your mom, and I did everything. I admire the amount of amazing things that Elisa did. She works her ass off to give her son a beautiful life, and she does a fantastic job at doing so. You made the internet hate her, yet you hid that you were the main problem. You used your platform to try and ruin Elisa's life, yet you chose to leave out the things you caused. To think I once felt bad for the guy. Jesus, fuck, man. Just gets worse and worse by the minute. You know, while we're here, we ought to take a look. Take a look here. This is his most recent upload. I think he had a Copper and Robbers video up, but I deleted it shortly after people started calling him out. Oh, and look at the fucking ratio on some of these comments. Sky really does everything after all. This man was my old childhood. Sad to see so many creators go down such a dark path. I agree. I like this one. What a nice YouTuber. I sure do hope he doesn't get exposed by his fellow ex-employees for very messed up stuff. Oh yeah, the women he was with weren't the only people to suffer. He also did horrible shit to the people who worked with him. POV, you're here checking out the comments to see everyone praising Sky for being the childhood hero, and you realize that it has aged super poorly. Yeah. Keep up the good work, Adam. What if Cops and Robbers Real Life Edition? Oh, that's great. Oh, that is magical. We know what you did, Sky. I can't believe that I ever supported you. Agreed. After so many years of standing by you as fans, supporting you through the custody battle, and even believing what you said after painting so many people as the villain, I am ashamed and disgusted. Agreed. Okay, this person lists off a couple people who've had some pretty bad experiences with them. You may recognize some of these guys from the old days. Deadlogs, Jeremy, Munching Potato, Ant Venom, Mitzen, and Ross. They're not the only ones. You either die a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. It's true. Really is a shame that they don't show dislikes anymore, because if they did, oh boy, the ratio would be even more massive. And now we're done with that. Let's go back. Now we're done with the funnies. Let's go back to ruining your day. You would make me or your mother bring your child back and forth from visits. You'd sit in our room and make us feed/play with your child. I spent more time with the sweet boy in 3 months than you did in a year. You only post father pics when convenient for you, just to make people think. I think she meant to type think you're involved. You spread disgusting lies behind our back. You'd sit on your phone and go smoke and bitch at everyone else to take care of your son. I've seen these types of people before. They make me sick. I think it's terrible fathers like this. I think it's people like this that's part of the reason why we have so many more fucked up kids today than we did back then. You have assaulted and sexually harassed several women. Oh yeah, it gets even worse. Even paid them off with hundreds of thousands of dollars just to protect your perfect little image. You paid a girl to keep quiet years ago because you almost got her pregnant and you didn't care. Wait, how did he almost get her pregnant? Like, was he just a second away from being able to pull out? What happened? Or did he busted but got lucky that she didn't get pregnant? I need more details on that story. You sent nudes to young girls. You never asked for ages because you never cared. Oh, that's especially sus. Oh, I have a feeling some of these might have been underaged. If so, then this guy is so screwed. Oh, the big man in the jail cell's gonna have fun with this dude. If they walked, you talked. Okay, that was good. That was a good one. That was a good little rhyme there. Gotta put that on a t-shirt. That's not the first time you have done things. You'd be surprised what I've seen and found. You are extremely unfaithful. As soon as I left, you fucked my best friend, who I considered to be like a sister. Oh, that's one hell of a betrayal. Over the years, you failed to acknowledge how you'd pay young girls money for their time and attention. Cheating is gross. Elisa loved you. Oh yeah, that's very sus. When she says young girls, I'm thinking probably minors, at least half of them. It's a possibility. Elisa loved you, and you would cheat, manipulate, and lie when she'd defend herself. You would constantly spread rumors of Post Malone, saying awful things about his character, which is odd because last I checked, he was checking in on you and was extremely kind. Was trying to help you out even. I didn't know this guy knew Post Malone. Huh. That's neat. Shout out to Post Malone if you're watching this for some reason. From abusing drugs, you would act possessed and do a bunch of spiritual talk. What the hell? I'm gonna need more context on this. I thought you were just deep into spirituality, kinda like a lot of millennials, really. The doc didn't say that, I did. Anyway. But that was the drugs, because your psychiatrist a few years ago told you that even weed is dangerous and could put you into psychosis. Yeah, if you wanted to smoke weed every now and then, I guess that's fine, I don't give a fuck. Just don't do it around me. But any kind of drug like this, even something like weed, that can mess you up if you ever do it, I assure you. So boys and girls, be careful. Elisa tried so much to help you. All your girlfriends did. You didn't care. No wonder Honorables left them. Fuck. Wherever Donables is today, I hope she's doing okay. I guess it's for the lulz Don was for a lot more than just Minecraft pranks. That's my guess. You tried cheating on me with a fucking AI Twitter account. How do you cheat with an AI? That's weird. You would tell me how she is the only one that understands you. This is an AI we're talking about. It's not real. You would wake people up in the middle of the night to talk about this AI. Come February, you started acting weird. You stopped sleeping normally, stopped eating normally, got more and more mean, got more angry and verbally abusive at random times over the smallest things. It started getting scary, and movies don't describe well enough how bad it can get. You started breaking shit, throwing things, pulling stuff off the walls, and screaming at ants. That's oddly specific. You started calling Albert. Oh yeah, that's one of their dogs, I think. Elon Musk, and forcing him to drink Gatorade and eat candy. That's very odd. You'd lock Albert in the kennel and scream at him. It was freezing cold outside, and you'd let him outside. He got lost and nearly froze to death. He was shivering. You did that several times. You'd jump in and out of windows. Jesus Christ! You'd scatter food over the counter and floors. That's when some people reached back out to me and told me the truth. Thankfully, Lisa reached out to me too, and I broke down. She was so kind and helped me tremendously. She explained everything I needed to know. Apparently you acted like I was well informed of your whole life, except you constantly lied. People who've experienced this side of you and tried to get you help. Even when sober and mentally stable, you treated people like shit. You started forcing me into sleep deprivation. You started clogging the drains, knowing how deep into pregnancy I was, and how bad I'd need access to the restroom. And to waddle to the store late at night just to use the restroom? What the fuck? That seems just counterproductive. Because, what if he needs that bathroom too? So he basically screwed himself as well in that regard. Tears on my face, my hair a mess because he wouldn't let me shower. Ew. Guess he's got a thing for people who don't shower. Nasty. You'd constantly tell me how I'm going to be a bad mother because I couldn't do something fast enough or to your standards. Sounds like a real winner. You would scream at me to leave, and when I tried, you would grab me, speaking nonsense. I tried so desperately to bring you back to baseline. Oh, trust me, honey, when people end up like this, I think it's kinda too late for them to go back at that point. Hate to break it to you. Sorry, my friend, but once people end up like that, it's kinda too late. I tried so hard. I feel like a failure, but I fucking tried. You ran me into a door twice because I wouldn't run, had nowhere to go, and I still tried so hard to love you and make you be okay. You refused to acknowledge any of this. Whenever proof was shown, you were so ugly to me. You'd have stable moments and still would not care what you were doing. You would harass people on Discord. Of course he's a Discord mod. Of course he is. Bay refers to minors as kitten on purpose. Spam people in the middle of the night. Kinda sounds like a certain someone I used to know. Fuck that guy. But this isn't the video for that. You'd speak in tongue and blast music. You'd leave doors open while it's a blizzard. You dragged my dog by his throat and threw him into the kennel, then surrounded him by mirrors. All because he was nervous. Yeah, that's just fucked up. He just never liked you deep down. You tried getting in my face when manic, so my dog would intervene and bite you to protect me and baby if my bail was still. You drag him again. You wouldn't let me sleep. Our friends tried so desperately to bring you back to baseline. I did everything I could. I sang you to sleep, and I hate the sound of my voice. Oh, that part I can relate to. I can't stand my voice either. I'm sure your voice sounds just fine. I made meals for you just to throw them on the floor. You'd be saying vulgar things to me, and I'd still hug you and say how much I love you and want you to get better. You kept talking about Aunt Venom, saying how much you hated him. Yet when you were screaming nonsense to him on a Discord call, I had to snag the phone. He was so humble and so kind. Such a lonely individual. Sucks I had to meet him that way. I did my best to keep what was really happening low key. Kept spamming Lisa to see your son. And I made sure she was in the loop because he would not be safe in that home. You have a history you hide of putting your son at risk when you got upset. I hate child abusers. You ended up randomly punching the big amethyst you have from being frustrated and cutting a gash into your knuckle. Ow! Ow, just... that sounds painful. You came up to me, and I continuously tried to lean in and bandage it while our friends tried to keep you calm. You came up to me with the bandages off and started putting blood on my face and on my arms. I was horrified. You started painting on the walls with your blood. What the fuck? With marks on our lizard tanks. Oh, those poor lizards. And our bathroom walls, as well as all the mirrors. You elbowed my belly several times. Jesus Christ! I was just trying to love you. Oh my god. I continuously spoke calmly and did everything I could. I kept trying to get you to the hospital. You wouldn't even walk in the front doors without starting to threaten me and act violent unless I took you home. We all ended up convincing you to go in and get your hand checked out. My pregnant self had to push you through the hospital in a wheelchair while you screamed degrading comments at me. I walked you to the counter, said you need your hand checked. They asked if you needed a social worker. I said no, and started shaking and tears started falling. The lady kept calm and nodded quietly to me, and we were brought up to an inpatient hospital room. You became violent with me, called me disgusting names, saying racist comments as well as the N-word, and trying to fight the staff. Okay, so he's a racist as well. Shit. I still tried to love you and speak calmly. I came up to you, and you started screaming and kicked your feet into my belly and started shoving me away, screaming awful things. I thought I was going to miscarry. It hurts so much. Yeah, he could have killed his child if he kept that up. He really could have. But that right there, that's basically murder. I stood up and the social worker hugged me while I bawled my eyes out. Security took over again to make sure I was okay and had me leave. I called to check on you every hour, even though I was falling apart. The nurses called to make sure I was okay, and I'll never forget them. You were then hospitalized for a week. Elisa never gave up on helping me, even if it was checking in. She's not the bad guy you so claimed her to be. Shout out to Elisa if you're somehow watching this. Throughout that week, I sent encouraging letters and notes. You spam called me from the hospital, and when stable, you were still so ugly to me. You said awful things and gaslighted me until I told them just to bring you home during the court hearing. How long has this one been going for? Yeah, we got more to go, folks. You are beyond homophobic at times that preach equality. Sounds like some certain groups that I know. But this isn't the video for that. Let's move on. The things you say broke my heart. I am bisexual and am not fully out yet. Not sure if that's grammatically correct. Probably a typo, but Yeah, I get that. I'm bisexual as well. Took me a while to come out, but there it is. Alright, back to it. Yet you threaten me disgustingly all the time. You would even be homophobic around Louisa and some friends. And I'm gonna guess this isn't just harmless jokes like I would do. You got home from being released again, and it got worse and worse. You became more violent. You were medicated, then stopped talking to them when you felt stable, because you have always enjoyed feeling powerful. You have said so yourself. That's sus. That's very sus. This guy sounds like a tyrant. I had to call the police in fear. Near to where they had squad cars and EMTs. Everything. A little sleepy. We gotta finish. You saw the second you saw the flashing lights, you acted completely fine. I tried telling them I was crazy. Oh, fuck this guy. They didn't take you away. You continued to force me not to sleep. I'd make food for myself, and you take it from me and throw it away. I tell you I felt sick and was worried about the baby, and you'd laugh it off. It kept spiraling. We were in our green room on the big pink Kirby beanbag. Oh, based. I want a Kirby beanbag. That sounds awesome. I was trying so hard to shut my eyes for even a moment of sleep. You made me sit up, and you squeezed me and started screaming at me. You had to break my Totoro bong piece, which was a gift to me. You screamed in my ear as I was begging for you to stop and let go. I was trembling, and you started bitching at me when I couldn't do it. You were speaking nonsense. You continued to break shit. You destroyed our home. I couldn't keep up anymore. You were threatening to kill people. Oh, that's... Pretty sure that alone could get you arrested for a long time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure just that kind of threat alone could get you put away for a very long time. You were threatening to kill people. Our roommate, our friends. You for some reason kept bringing up Ant Venom, how badly you wanted to kill him. Oh, this guy sounds like he has a hate bone over Ant Venom. You are fully in psychosis at this point. You were willing to genuinely murder people. I had dozens of voice recordings of these threats, but you screamed at me and threatened me to delete them when you found out. The police were informed of these recordings. So yeah, the police have these in their hands, so that's evidence that can be used against them. You did this to Lisa as well. I begged your mom to call the police because I was afraid you would hurt me after the threats you made. And you walking around with knives, screaming and waving them around. Yeah, that's something a dumbass would do, to just wave knives around. You kept getting in my face. The police I guess she made a typo again. Officer in this case, called me and I froze. He said to act like somebody I knew was on the line to start walking towards the front door. He instructed me to stay on the line until the officers on scene had eyes on me outside. I walked out and the officer ended the call once they confirmed I was safe. You came out after me, then soon saw the officers and tried to pretend like everything is fine and as if you're just cleaning. There was food, trash, and household items everywhere. You got in my face with a knife before they arrived, screaming how you wanted to kill our roommate, and then slashed his mattress. I'm gonna guess it was an expensive mattress. But regardless, you don't stab your mattress. Don't do that. That's dumb. They saw my pregnant belly and they immediately were not having it. Kicked over a box of diapers, and one officer had me move behind her. I started backing up. Read police reports for more details. The police reports are out there, by the way, if you want to check those out. You were hospitalized again for a few weeks. More spam calls, more harassment, more threats to get what you want, and so I'd get you out of the hospital. I was falling apart. I wanted to die so badly. Trigger warning. Shit's about to hit the fan again. You had me on the phone while you were in the hospital. You were bringing up the recordings. I was bawling, saying you make me want to die. I had a knife to my left forearm and marked it before I took a deep breath and told myself I can do this. I told myself I'm going to be a mom. I told myself I will be a fantastic mother and I will live for her. It was the first time in almost 6 years I've harmed myself. I know people who have harmed themselves, and it's always fucked up. Hell, my older sister harmed herself once. It was horrible. It was just horrible. If any of you know people who harm themselves or continue to harm themselves, do what you can for them. And I mean that. Do what you can for them. You nearly broke me. You didn't care that I tried to end my life. You laughed it off. You even blamed me for the love of my life suicide that took place in 2016. God damn. Sorry for your loss. You know how sensitive I am about that boy. I loved and still love him. I begged for him to come save me. When I had a moment of sleep, he was the first face to greet me, and I took that as, I got you, it's going to be okay. I ran to him in the dream. You manipulated me into having them release you again. This is fucking depressing. It continued to get worse. You were too far gone. I couldn't keep you on meds. The woman who was supposed to be my best friend, the girl I loved so very dearly, like a sister, used me to get to you. You let it happen. I warned you from the beginning. I felt like she was trying to get to you, and you brushed it off. You flirted with her in front of me. You threatened to end your life so many times if I didn't listen to you or do what you want. Even when stable, you make these threats. This is something I especially can't stand. People threatening suicide because they're not getting what they want. Using suicide as a way to hold people hostage. This is disgusting beyond imagining. Hell, I've felt suicidal in the past, and I would tell you that as someone who has attempted suicide before, this is just disgusting. You don't do this type of shit to people. You just don't. People like this are the worst. That girl was a witness to the awful pain you inflicted on me, and yet she's now dating you, so I could have her speak for me to prove this. I tried so hard to love everyone. I did so much, I fought so hard, even though Lisa reassured me I was doing my best. Lots of people did. I called our friends who are family to me. I called my best friend in another state. I called Elisa, I called your mom, I kept trying to sleep. I tried locking myself in the room, but you just bang on the doors to get to me. But wait, there's more. You ended up screaming at me to leave, but I was so drowsy and tired I can't take it anymore. You ran up to my bed and grabbed my arm. I was laying on my pregnancy pillow to help support my big belly. You took my arm and yanked me so hard out of bed. So hard I felt a tearing feeling on the side of my stomach. Ow. I can't imagine what that could have felt like. You then dragged me to the floor after I was screaming in pain and crying. You then ran out of the room. I cried to my friend. I was so scared. I kept telling myself, she's here, she cares about me, I'm gonna be okay. You kept keeping me awake and from eating. You purposely blew all of our money, and we were broke. You only $7,000 in the negative in debt. Yeah, that's not good. Be careful with your money, kids. You spent all I had on candy, drugs, and things I couldn't eat. I ended up screaming, I want my mom. I'm a full-grown adult. I then screamed, help me please. When you'd throw things at me and hurt my dogs. I took care of Albert. I raised him. You just took credit. I stopped doing what you said. I was falling more and more apart. I was about to faint from crying so much while you stood at the door calling me vulgar and awful things. You told me to call my dad around 1:30 a.m. So I did. Smart choice. I could. He immediately answered, and I was hysterical and struggling to breathe. I could hear him jumping out of bed in his Colorado home. I'm on my way, he said. By 2 a.m., he was on the road to get my whole family to come save me. He didn't stop driving. You were texting everyone to get a jump on trying to make me look bad. I tried saying goodbye to you after my family made it and we all loaded up my stuff. You looked at me and walked away. My family left it and in the car started screaming, Albert, my pig, I didn't grab Albert. I was heartbroken. I'm guessing Pig Pig is like a nickname she has for her Albert. That's my guess. I don't know. I was heartbroken. Then I started begging for you. Why? I don't know. I was giving myself false hope, trying to pretend nothing happened. I was too afraid to turn around because I was in severe shock. How did Mom go pick up Albert and Elisa made sure he was safe? So much harassment after I left. Me trying to send you loving texts, trying to still be kind. Why? False hope. I was tired. You would call me over and over again, still wouldn't let me sleep. I gave birth far away from you a mere 2 months later, and I'm so thankful I did. Labor and delivery every unit was going to send the whole hospital into lockdown if you were to show up. Your whole family agreed with my decisions. They told me so many times I had my beautiful girl. She's so perfect. I showed you. I keep trying to act like everything is fine. I wanted us to work so bad. I kept telling you how to make it the way you could be around her. I didn't feel safe whatsoever with you around unmedicated. You scared me. The harassment never stopped. I continued to try and pretend. Yeah, I don't think either of Sky's kids would be safe around him in any circumstance. At this rate, I'd say keep them away from him. Keep him away from those kids. Keep them away from him. Find them a father figure who's actually worth a damn. Oh. I'll be right back. And we're back. Sorry about that one, folks. Now, where did we leave off? Okay, here it is. Here's where it stopped. I didn't feel safe whatsoever with you unmedicated. You scared me, the harassment never stopped. I continued to try and pretend. I tell myself he'll be okay. You were so mean to me. Threatened to take my child. She would be dead if I was still there. I'm guessing she means if she was still at Sky's house. Come June, I just couldn't take the harassment anymore. You made me lie to your fans when I became public throughout this whole mess. You faked suicide several times. You were never going to. I kept calling you and yelling that you need to tell your fans that you are fine and to stop lying about you being dead. This is a special kind of fucked up, hope you're ready. You'd laugh and say word for word, but it's funny, and you say ha memes. I like my suicide jokes as much as the next guy, but this is way too fucking far. Don't do this type of shit. If you do, then you're a fucking asshole. I felt like I failed all your fans by not saving you. You kept telling me no one is going to believe you. They like me, not you. Well, bad news for you, Sky. Your subscribers will be dropping one by one. The more the community sees what you did, it's going to be over for you. People didn't believe Elisa, they aren't going to believe you, and I'm SkyDoesMinecraft. Of course people will believe anything I say, I just like to meme. But god, he's a failed attempt at a meme joker. I felt like I failed everyone, and I finally blocked all your numbers, all your socials. I felt free, but I felt so lost. Did I not do enough? I'd ask myself constantly. I was too scared to tell the police the truth. I was scared to talk in front of you. I wish I would have spoken up. I was afraid to speak up online, because last time I did, I got a few death threats and awfully mean DMs on Twitter. Yeah, fuck those people. Seriously, fuck Twitter. I kept telling myself to keep quiet. Why? Because aside all of the mean DMs, I got a lot saying how much they loved you, how much you inspire them. And the mom in me was too afraid to ever ruin that for them. Well, my friend, you're gonna have to. 'Cause these people aren't your children. These are grown adults who need a reality check. These are grown adults who need to learn that they should never meet their heroes. I myself have learned this lesson time and time again. Odysseon, Minning Lad, Shane Dawson, just to name a few examples. I kept telling myself to keep quiet. Why? Oh wait, I already read that part. What am I doing? I didn't want to fail everyone by speaking up. I beat myself up with, no one cares, no one is going to listen. I felt like no one would stand with me. Well, I have news for you, my friend. We're standing with you now. And someday, somehow, Adam's going to pay for what he did. There is a very special place in hell waiting for him. In prison, the people who hurt women and children get it the worst. And he will be no exception. And that's okay. I understand that some people want to protect you. I don't hate your fans. I never will. I know I'll get hate again saying, he's sick, just leave him alone. Fuck those people. That's the thing. What the? I guess I'll be right back once more. I hear honking outside. Well, that took longer than expected. Hey, I'm not a professional, but let's continue. I don't hate your fans. I never will. I know I'll get hate again saying, he's sick, just leave him alone. To those people, I say fuck off, but whatever. That's the thing. You know. You know what you're doing, and always have. You never care unless it fires back in your face. I want him to get better. I want not you to heal, but I don't want you hurting anyone else. I don't want followers. I just want for everyone to listen. I want all this to stop. I won't fail anyone. I just want to be that voice that was taken away from so many. To be that voice you silenced. They deserve to know who you really are, before you trap somebody else and make them ask, am I good enough? My first statement ends. As you can see, this is all quite a lot of bad shit. Jesus, I feel like something stuck in my throat. I am bringing all my evidence and my statement together in one file, so it doesn't create a huge mess. Warning, sensitive topics ahead. Oh, we already had that warning. I know mental health is a sensitive subject. I did my best. I followed training I had from when I worked with kids. I followed hospital advice. I did what my heart wanted me to try. I feel like I failed everyone for not staying. I had to save myself and my child. I loved him. If other victims and witnesses choose to come forward, do not harass or bully them. Just listen. We just want to be heard. I'm hoping you guys don't hate me for coming forward. If the other individuals are comfortable to speak up, I'll stand with them. I feel sick putting this together. I rewrote it so many times. I deleted it and wrote it again. I tried pretending everything was fine. Kept telling him how much I love and miss him, thinking, what if all that magically makes this pain go away? I don't want to disappoint anybody. I am sorry to add negativity to y'all's timelines. Dude, this isn't adding negativity. If anything, what you're doing is shedding light. And we need more of that. We need horrible people to be exposed for what they are. To make them pay. That's what I say. It's just tearing me apart. So much I wish I could say, but I can't unless those people come forward themselves. Domestic violence is very real. Faking personalities for attention is very real. I will not disregard the pain he has brought to so many. He's had his chances. Officers' names will be blocked to prevent them from receiving harassment. Good. That's a good thing to do. I also blocked out any info that would leak Adam's address, a place I used to live at. I do not wish for him to be stalked at his private home. I do not wish for... sorry. Again, I have my last name yelled out to keep my family private and to protect my daughter's identity. Adam's full name has been public for many years, which is why I don't bother covering. I'm sorry, why I didn't bother covering. Yeah, I think that's been public knowledge for a long time. I won't share some more graphic things because most of this should be enough. I know y'all will say, you should have just left, or try to call me an attention seeker again. I just want to be heard. I'm tired of feeling like I can't defend myself. The police provided me with private access to these files, and I'll forever be thankful for the help and support they provided me. Oh, jeez. And this is a screenshot from a video where she is basically breaking down. One dog is passed out, and the other one's like, what is going on? But yeah, Sky just filmed her breaking down, acting like she's the crazy one. I don't need to explain how bad that is. I'm gonna guess this is a whole video, but she wasn't able to, like, put it on the document? I don't know. I don't know how Google Docs work. This is one of several videos he took of me degrading me and saying awful things. This one specifically is me falling apart. He tried to make me look bad. He wanted the last $200 I scrambled together, and all I had left so he could buy weed and candy. I was hungry. This is the tweet I'm speaking of when I mentioned him faking suicide and laughing to me after it. About it after I left. I was trying to tell your fans everything was fine. You were a go to everyone helping you IRL. Nothing was fine. I just didn't want to let all of you down. I'm sorry if I'm disappointing you. And here's a screenshot of the tweet. This is guy's Twitter, for those who don't know, @nobody. This was posted at 11:39 a.m. on 4/18/21. Don't don't cry or feel bad for what may happen next. It was planned. I love you. And here's someone commenting, please don't do anything, Adam. We love you so much, please don't. Please get help. I've lost people to themselves, and it's not how you think it is. All it causes is other people to feel the way you are. It's not worth it, ever. Please reach out and get help, please. Yeah, keep in mind, he posted this shit. It for laughs. It's pretty fucked up. He threatens suicide to make people look and or feel bad. He has been the type of person to threaten his life, to try and take revenge on an innocent person for not doing what he wants. I do not wish for him to die. Well, I kinda do. I want him to own up to his own actions. Okay, yeah, me and you both. Okay, I guess she couldn't... I guess something happened to the picture she was gonna have on here, because this says, this is the bags of candy and drinks I could have. Yeah, looks like something went wrong and the picture didn't get on here. Weird. That he used knowing I needed something to eat. Sleep deprivation and not eating enough food while pregnant is not safe. I know, I should have left sooner, I'm sorry. This is some of the baby stuff I picked out. I picked out everything on my own. He funded some of it because he was too lazy to actually help. He just took credit. This is the very small closet he wanted the baby to actually live and sleep in, but we had that big ass house together. The crib alone would have taken 90% of the closet. I used the zoom out setting on my phone, which is why it looks bigger than it really is. Here's some text from when I left with dates. My dad deletes old texts, so the ones he got from Adam shit-talking me are gone. There's also an individual who has an active restraining order on Adam. Hopefully, all other victims and people can speak up and show him he needs to get permanent help and become a better person overall. I think it's too late for the whole become better person. He's too far gone. Here's a screenshot of him trying to make people think I'm homophobic. I'm literally bisexual, lol. She couldn't get that screenshot either. Well, this must be the closet. Yeah, Adam was gonna have the baby live in a fucking closet. A closet. I wish I could say I was making this up, but here's the picture. Thankful for the person who sent me those recordings. That person could tell something was not right and stood up for me. I'll forever consider that person family. Lastly, I am a badass mother. I'm sure you are. I give my daughter a fantastic wife. Thank God. So, if somehow she's watching this, I genuinely hope that she and her daughter are doing fine. I really do. No one deserves this type of shit. I will not let this man try and fake fatherly duties when he has none. He has no custody for a reason. He won't even pay child support, then went and flew to see his girlfriend's kids instead of supporting his own. I know change isn't easy, and he's had his chances. I'm just tired of seeing people get hurt from his actions. He needs to change. I am getting help. I am thriving here. Don't worry about my safety or health. I am and will be okay. I love all of you, regardless of who you side with. Well, she's certainly more forgiving than I am, that's for damn sure. Mental health is not an excuse to abuse in any way, shape, or form. Thank you! Fucking thank you! I also want to point out, I know Adam came out as non-binary. Huh, I didn't know that. When did that happen? So he's a fairy tale creature now. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm going to hell, but let's continue. But he is by far one of the most judgmental and homophobic people I have ever met. He frequently disrespected the LGBTQ community and have disrespected people of color. So yeah, he's a massive bigot. I don't know if you caught that earlier, but there you go, he's a bigot. I do not begging for money from anyone. Oh, I guess that was another typo. I am not begging for money from anyone. I have a job now. I just hope y'all will listen. I provided all of this info and proof, so hopefully some will hear me and hear the voice that was silenced for too long. As for Adam, I hope you own up to your actions and become someone better and safer. Stop lying and manipulating those around you. I will put the rest of my photo evidence below. Thank you for your time. I hope some of you stand with me or at least hear me. I'm so sorry if I ruined anything for any of you fans. I'm sorry if I've disappointed you by failing to help Adam. I did so much that's not even pictured here. And here's a screenshot where he's basically bragging about someone else sucking him off, along with a few voicemails. This is just really fucking depressing. Adam Dahlberg, SkyDoesMinecraft, NetNobot, SkyDoesEverything, whatever the fuck you want to call him. If you are watching this, just know that in prison, the people who hurt women and children get it the worst. And believe me, hell isn't going to be any different. I can tell that you are a lost cause, and I hope you pay for what you did to all those people. But anywho, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope this has been informative enough. As I said, there are other people who have talked about this subject better than I could. But, yeah. SkyDoesMinecraft is a shit person. If you're subscribed to him, I recommend you go unsub to him right now. But yeah, that'll be it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. I think I'll make my next video a little less depressing. Goodbye.